Hello, my name's Bruce Clow. I run Ceracell Beekeeping Supplies. And today we're going to talk about the new Ceracell Top Feeder. Let's compare it to the old one. Here's a hive I've got our original prototype top feeder on. Now this top feeder works really well. Here we have the chimney cap and you can see the bees have been very active. And we put some syrup in here a couple of days ago and they've pulled that all out, except because the hive is always sloping towards the front, there's a little bit of syrup that the bees cannot access when using a chimney cap. Now with the top feeder, with the new top feeder, we can still use the central access and the chimney cap, but we have the added advantage of now giving the bees corner access. So there's no part of the feeder that syrup will get left in. The bees will get to it all. Now these corner caps, you're going to get these in a packet of 4 on the sprue, and we just have to cut them off the sprue. Now the only thing you have to be careful of is there's a little spacer nib at the bottom. We don't want to cut that off. So we'll just cut the sprue off, and there's a little nib we want to make sure stays on. And then each one slips into the corner and you just push it down and it snugs in nicely. So that allows the bees to access any corner of the feeder and get every drop of syrup. So we can still use the chimney and a chimney cap, and we can use this feeder for feeding solid sugar as well. So here, when feeding solid sugar, we want to use raw sugar because it has some moisture in it, and the bees like that moisture to work and take up the sugar. So here we just put that in, and we want the bees to get free access, so we take the caps off and just leave them in the feeder, and you can see the bees are there ready to hop into that feeder. So that's going to work really well. So the new patented top feeder has all the advantages of the old Ceracell top feeder and more. Corner access. The bees love it. And you, the beekeeper, will love it too. It's easy to get in there. Once that feeder's on, you can access it, top it up, and the bees will fill each of those corners and take that syrup in. So here we're going to put on a new feeder rim and put one of our new feeders in that, top it up with syrup, and then we'll see the bees accessing the syrup just through the corners. So we'll give them 3 liters, and they really do love using those corners because they have the opportunity of climbing up the feeder rims in the corners. So their access is actually much easier. Come back in a couple hours and there are the bees, happy feeding.